So today we're going to do one of our signature chowders. This is a shellfish and smoked fish chowder. It's a really super easy kind of, light supper, lunch or starter. So today what we're using, these are lovely Connemara clams from the west coast of Ireland. Any type of clam can be used. You can use cockles also, or mussels. And then if you're not a huge fan of the mollusks, you can also substitute in with prawns as well. Then we have some lovely Coley. So Coley is black pollock, really super sustainable fish all around the Irish coastline. And this is just lightly smoked. And we've got some potatoes. These are already cooked potatoes, so we'll make a chowder. Take a nice heavy bottom pan, and we're going to do most of our cooking in this pan here. And we'll start off with our leeks. You want the leeks to be a generous size, so you have plenty of texture in your soup. And just with your leeks, just be careful when you're cutting them that you give them a nice rinse so there isn't any of the soil inside them. So very importantly, a little knob of butter. And now our leeks. So I'm going to pop these into a really low heat and let them sweat down. You don't want to get any colour on them whatsoever. It's a little pinch of salt, which will help them in the sweating down process. So I'm just going to lay the fish in the pan, and now we're going to stud some of ours. So this is a shallot, and the reason we're going to stud it is so that it's easy to take it out. If you put the cloves and the bay leaves directly into it, you're going to have them floating around in your soup. So if you do it like this in the beginning, this makes it so much easier. Literally just give a little score into your shallot, or even just a plain onion will do fine. And just stick in a couple of bay leaves. And these will add that lovely bay flavour to the base of your soup. And then just a couple of cloves. There. So that can just pop in just beside. And now some lovely full fat milk. I'm just going to add in a little bit of cream also, just for that depth of flavour and the richness. A very light season because the fish is already salted and smoked, and a little bit of mustard. So this is a French Dijon mustard. English mustard is also lovely. That's give it a lovely little background flavour. Now, I'll take this over to the stove. Now, just going to put this onto a medium heat. We don't want the fish to cook all the way through, just to the point where it's still a little bit raw in the centre. So I'm just giving it a little stir just so a skin doesn't form on the top of the milk. Again, we're trying not to get any colour here at all, so just sweat them down really on gentle heat. While that's tipping away and softening down and our fish is poaching, we're going to make some lovely garlic croutons just to go on top of our chowder. So again, taking some ideally old bread, 1-2 day old. This is a lovely sourdough, and we're just going to cut away the crust from the sourdough. Like this. We can get rid of these parts here. So cut it into nice little croutons shaped sizes and pop it onto a little baking tray. These of course can be made in advance, and they'll store up to a week in an airtight container. Now, just a little bit of rapeseed oil, a little seasoning of sea salt, a little squeeze of some lemon, and a little bit of garlic. This huge big bulb of garlic here, this is a heritage Irish garlic called elephant garlic. Hence it's, because it's so big, it's called elephant garlic. I'm just going to give a few little, real thin little slices of this as well. It's a very mild garlic, but delicious. Last but not least, the all important butter. Because where would you be without butter? I was going to pop this into the oven for about 20 minutes just to go lovely and golden and brown. At this stage now, our leeks are lovely and sweated down, and we're going to start to add in our already cooked baby potatoes. Now, I've left the skin and everything on these. I really like the skin on a young potato. A handful of our lovely clams. I'm going to start to add in some of our liquid, but not add the smoked fish just at this stage. Now, this can come up to quite a high heat. I'm just going to wait until our clams begin to open. Remember earlier on when I said about not adding too much salt? The reason being is as all these clams open up, they're going to let a little bit of that briny seawater loose into your chowder, which add all the salt that you're going to require for the dish. At this stage now, while our clams are just beginning to open up, we're going to add back in our smoked fish. Our smoked fish now is about halfway cooked. I'm going to leave it in nice big chunky pieces so you can really taste the texture of the fish. I don't think there's anything worse than when you get a chowder and the fish is all overcooked and it's all just mixed into everything. This way you'll get a nice bite of leek, you get a nice bite of fish, you get a nice piece of clam. So I'm just going to add a few little knobs of butter. A, because it's butter, and B, it will actually help emulsify and thicken the sauce. Not to a great deal, it's still a very, very light chowder, but it will add a silkiness and a luxurious texture to the overall chowder. So we're just going to finish off our chowder now before serving with some nice, light, fragrant herbs. So we're going to use some flat leaf parsley and again some of the chervil, that lovely little aniseed flavour. So here's our chowder, and that's all exactly how we wanted. The fish is just cooked and the clams have just begun to open. So we'll take a few herbs, just roughly chopped is perfect. With the chervil, you can use the stalks and everything. They're going to soften down with the heat of the soup, okay? And now we serve. One of the great things about this dish is that you can also just leave this whole big pan in the middle of the table and just let everybody help themselves. So this is our lovely chowder of smoked coley and clams.